Hey guys, welcome to Why Should I Why for today. I wanted to today talk about it's a strange one actually, the idea of agile in an organization, in a host organization that hasn't really done its research. What I've found as an agile coach is that more often than not, if someone's bringing me on as an agile coach that hasn't really done their research, what they're really trying to do is go from usually waterfall or pseudo stage gate, whatever that SDLC looks like, into something that's more responsive. That's what they're really looking for, is responsiveness. And unfortunately, that ends up looking like an ad hoc methodology rather than an agile methodology. Agile, the biggest problem with agile, no offense to the founding members, is that the word agile is a bad word to have used, right? Because it already has a meaning. And when people think about agile, they're thinking about that particular meaning. In some cases, that means flexibility and responsiveness. Unfortunately, in an agile world, in an agile software development methodology, those things are high on the list, but they're not necessarily the be all and end all. And so you may not be able to do things like go to your team and say, I need this done tomorrow, even though that tends to be how people perceive agile to be. So if you are going through an agile transition, be careful about using the terminology, because there's a whole bunch of stuff that underlies that very loaded word that you want to be careful about. And then secondary to that is do some due diligence. Really jump into it and understand what agile is, how it works, why it works the way it works, where it fails even, because agile fails, guys. I'm not the guy who sort of has the rose-colored glasses and thinks that agile is brilliant. No, it doesn't work everywhere, and you've got to be careful about that. So when you use the word agile, do not think ad hoc, do not think responsive, do not think flexible. Think people and processes, think customer collaboration, think working software, think, I should know the last one, responding to change. Those are the things you need to be thinking about. They're really non-technical things, but when you really boil those things down, you end up with very technical processes that aren't, more often than not, ad hoc. They're not as responsive as you may want them to be. They're not as flexible as you may want them to be. Agile is not ad hoc. Cheers, guys. I'll leave it to you. Think about that. Ponder it over the next week.